Hi, everybody, and welcome. Happy Saturday night. Wow, it's a Saturday night, and I
You know
ain't
what
got
they say, Alice? Saturday night, date night.
well, I thought Saturday night's all right for fighting. Little action in.
Oh, all right. All right.
Anyway, yes, thank you, Helen. This is a spur of the moment, but spur of a few moments anyway.
Oh, I'm always
Um,
up for it.
Always up for it. And I'm really happy to be here. I've been MIA for a number of days. I was on last night with some of the gals, but I had my own company here. And then I have the man in the kitchen, the never ending story. And
Oh,
they,
workman? I thought you meant your
yeah,
husband.
oh, no, not him. No, these two they're men that are working on the kitchen. They finally laid the floor, but then they pulled up the flooring from the laundry room because they had to pull that up in order
Oh,
to
of
lay
course.
that.
Of course.
And that had a big hole and a dent, and they had to repair that. So it's like
You know
the
what I'm
money.
thinking? I'm thinking that the expense of hiring all these workmen, really, it would be less expensive to adopt them.
You never know. And these two are from Ukraine, so I guess I could do that.
Are they recent from Ukraine?
No, they've
No.
been here since it's a gentleman and his son, and he's been here since '91. But
Have they talked at all with you about what's going on?
no, but I was telling him about the Russian getting, the hostages and all of that, and they were shocked. Apparently they don't watch the news. When they let those
Oh, the
hostages
exchange, the prisoner
stay.
exchange. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I thought something else had happened today
No,
when I
no,
was
no,
distracted. Oh my God. Isn't that
no.
the truth though? You never know. I'm afraid to look at the news, You just never
Well, and
know.
and there's a really sad thing that happened yesterday. There was a plane crash in Sao Paulo, Brazil,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
they went 17,000 feet in a minute and crashed.
Oh my
I know,
God.
just
Oh my
a
God.
really sad
I
situation.
didn't read about it because my daughter is in Brazil and
Oh,
I was afraid to read about it, but I
I don't
guess
blame you. No,
she
yeah.
called her sister and told her
Okay.
we weren't involved. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, that's good. Yeah, it's
yeah.
always nice to know because you never know when someone's on a plane just to take a jaunt somewhere. You don't know.
You do, and it was a small, it was 60 something people. It's not a
Right.
gigantic passenger plane. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So let's say hi to some folks who joined us here tonight. We have Bora Bora, and we have Jackie, and Scott is here from Sun Scorpio. So I can't say it. Scott Scorpio Sun is here, and Christine is here, and teacher Barbara, CJ, Linda Kennedy, and Lorraine Billios, Don O'Brien, Rossi, Synchrony. It's nice to see you, my dear. Denise Fletcher,
Sherry.
Craig Dixon. Sherry's here? Is she?
Yes.
Haven't got that far down yet. Okay. Sherry is busy today. Yeah. Yeah, Sherry.
She
It's good
works
to see you.
overtime.
She does. Hi, Charlie Sage of Fire. Yeah, the gang's all here. Howdy doody. And Craig Dixon. So thanks everybody for being here. So last night when I was on my show with Val and Marina, we got notice that Trump's plane was diverted because of technical
Yeah, I heard
problems.
about that. Yeah. That's all I
Well,
heard. What do you
that
know?
is true.
Oh, what a shot. I mean, do you mean they lied? Oh my God. I'm sorry I didn't put on my fake pearls so I had something to clutch.
You know why? They were on their way to Bozeman, and he has never paid his 2020 um, rally fees or the $54,000 to the policeman in Bozeman for security. And they were going to meet him at the tarmac and take his plane as what do you call it? As collateral for what he owes. Yeah. So he went and landed somewhere else. Apparently, maybe got an Uber or something that took him over to Bozeman.
Oh,
But
God.
yeah, yeah. So it's like there's nothing that man can't do that isn't a lie. There's just nothing, you
He
know.
does nothing honestly.
No, he
Nothing.
doesn't.
No.
No, nothing.
If there's a corrupt way, that's his preferred method of relating
Right.
to the world. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Yep. I totally. But he had that. He never paid his contractors
Oh,
for
I know he
anything he's ever
doesn't.
done.
I
For anything
know.
he's ever done. So, and I remember them saying he wasn't welcome back. I think to El Paso or one of those places because of that. But anyway, who goes to Bozeman, Montana, for 4 electoral votes that's probably already in the bag for him in that state? Who goes there? Only a
I didn't look this up, but I'm thinking that he was there to push a lower down the ballot person. And my gut feeling about that is he's looking for support backup when it gets ugly after the election. He's looking for people to support him that are in the position to do that.
in the position to do that. Yeah.
Carolyn.
Did. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Nancy. Hi,
Jackie
Kelly.
Jacaranda. Oh, I love Jacaranda trees. They're
Great. Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't see.
Now, it was a revenge trip. You're right, Lorraine. The revenge was that John Tester, who is running the Democrat that's running,
Montana. Yeah.
he did something to Trump that pissed him off, and so it was
Yeah.
a revenge.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh,
Oh,
isn't that like, man, maybe it's not against the 10 commandments. It's against the it's the 7 deadly sins, anger, revenge, stupidity. I think that's the 8th deadly sin.
But the conversation that he was having was, he said, nobody knows what the vice president's last name is. And
Who, you mean Harris? Nobody knows what Kamala Harris's last name.
Her name is Kamala Harris, but nobody knows what her last name really is. Did you know that? And he said that he believes that this is a constitutional, against the Constitution for her to take this job away from Joe because they committed a coup.
Yeah, because we know how closely he adheres to the boundaries of the Constitution. Should we talk about the emollients clause? I just can't stand it. Did you hear him giving a speech to Turning Point USA? And the whole, you're not going to have to vote. Vote this one time. Christians, come out and vote. And you know what that's about. It's about the same thing that his not really aggressively campaigning is really about. He doesn't feel he needs to worry about it because they're working behind the scenes. Well, not win. Take the vote, take the position after the election, no matter. He's got all these cronies positioned all through the state electorate. And he's going to have, all he needs is somebody to complain, stop the ballot counting, take it to the Supreme Court. They hand it back to the House. The House is Republican.
Right. Well, and this is true, Lorraine. I saw this. The Republicans were hacked by an Iranian person. Because they're trying to meddle with our election.
Mm.
Nobody ever does that to us, Yeah.
Well, the 30,000 Hillary Clinton emails, that Russia really did purchase them from, what's the name of that company? They really did get 30,000 emails. And when they were revealed, they not only revealed all kinds of stuff. One of the things they revealed was the whole issue of UFOs. And it forced the Pentagon to come out and say, yeah, they're real and they're not human. Whoa.
So they're wondering if you can turn your volume down just a smidge.
Oh, yes. I don't know what's going on. How's that?
Say something really witty, and then we'll check. Say something witty.
I mean, you're putting me on the spot. Is that too much?
Fine. I think it's fine, yeah.
Okay. I could barely hear you, so you're going to have to shout.
Okay. You can barely hear me? Really?
When I turn my thing down. Let me see if I can use my other microphone that's attached. Give me a second here. If I disappear, I'll come back with the same link, okay? So pray for me.
I'll pray for you. Yes. Thank you. So, yeah.
Okay,
So rumor has it Trump's campaign was hacked by Iran just days before he picked his VP. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
How's that?
That sounds okay, but can you hear me?
Much better.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably better if I took these out.
That might help you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Let us know if that's a better version of my audio. And I'm sorry to interrupt everything.
No worries. No worries. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Steve. Thank you. Hi, Carol. Hi, Chris. Everybody, welcome. It's really wonderful to have you all with us today. Thank you for being here. Oh, you're a little too low now, Helen.
Oh my God. Okay.
How low can you go? Oh, let's do the limba.
I used to be pretty good at that in my heyday. How's that?
All right. Let us know, everybody. All right. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. So, yeah, I just, I would like to do a read on the, and anybody have questions you want to ask, you can ask questions politically or personally or whatever, and we'll get to what we can tonight. And in the meantime, I also have a little bit of fun thing here. I got Nancy Pelosi's new book, and I pulled out all of the things with Trump so I could talk a little bit about it. So let's just leave it at that at this point. Hi, Mary, Amanda. It's nice to see everybody. Did I read? No, I didn't. What is House Bill 630? I do know they're getting rid of all the things DeSantis has tried to push for, Barbara.
In Florida?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the question?
House Bill 631. Let's see. So it's Florida.
Well, it could be any, all women must wear shrouds or something.
No, this is aftercare services under the road to independence, requirements for young adults. Oh shit. To receive aftercare services, limits available to certain young adults, authorizes DCF to distribute federal funds to young adults regardless of their eligibility. Okay.
Oh, is Teacher Barbara from Florida?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
She says if their doors aren't locked, they'll be fired. Oh, this is their answer to mass shooters.
Oh, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, sure. That would be the easy way to do it. Yeah, that would be the easy way. Hi, Connie Upley. You listened to Helen's book, Snup, today. You have flown over those islands, Martha's Vineyard and Chappaquiddick?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what you did it on?
We're looking into Ted Kennedy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you for watching that. And if you found it interesting, we're going to finish it next week. And Deborah Lupien, who reads the Akashic Records, I've just sent her a gigantic list of questions, and she is going to try to channel all the people involved and get down to the forensics of the whole thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I did hear that somebody put on My Heart Will Go On from Celine Dion, or the song from the Titanic at the Montana rally. They had not gotten approval to do that. But the thing is that the song pretty much is from the Titanic that sank. And so they're equating it that his what do you call it, is going to, he's tanking his own re-election. So
by sort of copyright violation, or?
Well, no, he's tanking it. Basically, it's a metaphor for the song says my heart will not go on because I've sunk my ship.
Yeah, it's all projection. Yeah,
it is all projection. Yeah. So
somebody asked a question here. Should we look at the question? I wrote it down. I can hardly see. I'm so blind. So people.
That's okay.
Forgive
so
me.
She just said, "Did you hear that they played the music
from the Titanic?" See, I thought maybe he reenacted one of the scenes.
Oh no! But everybody thought it was a weird choice, and she, of course, she's Canadian anyway, so she wouldn't endorse it. But this same thing happened with a couple of other songs at his rallies last time, where he just doesn't ask; he just plays all the songs that he wants to play. But
Alice, guess what? I
Yeah.
just had this thought. I think you'll pick up on what I'm saying. My heart will go on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying? Remember
Yeah.
what we talked about earlier?
Yes, yes, yes. Your heart will go on, but for how long?
Or, is that metaphorical?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Kids, they bought a banned book to school. Oh, great. Great.
Okay.
What was it? Like Winnie the Pooh or something? Because, he doesn't wear
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah. Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, good God. That is ridiculous. Is right. Oh, my Lord. Beyonce's song, Carol, Freedom. Oh, that's right. Her other song that he played. But Freedom was okayed by Beyonce for Kamala. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah.
They really
Yeah.
should get permission. You can't even play Happy Birthday on YouTube.
I know.
How weird is
Oh,
that?
we get
My
kicked off.
daughter plays the harp, and she played a beautiful harp melody on a concert harp that I recorded to play on Thanksgiving. And when I uploaded it, I got in trouble with YouTube. And it was an old classical piece, like Brahms or somebody, I don't remember.
Oh,
But
yeah.
and that's not exactly who it was, but it was somebody like that, a classical composer. I thought I was good because he died in 1918.
Right.
And
Yes.
well,
Statute of limitations is over, isn't it? I mean,
no, because guess what? When he died, his publisher bought the copyright to his stuff. So how are you supposed to know? Because it doesn't say that until you dig and dig and dig. Yeah.
Yep. It's the same with books. After I think it's 50 years, their copyright's over with or whatever. So that's why they put them on, and you can get them off the web if they've been on for a long period of time. But I didn't know. Yeah, you're right, M. Steve. He should play. He should play I'm Going Slightly Mad, because that's really what he is doing.
I really wonder. I really wonder.
So let me give you a couple of these things here. This is pretty interesting. Let's see. This was totally. First of all, she explains that the first time she meets him, she goes to the White House for a meeting, and they don't know anything about what the protocols are there at all.
Now, who is this?
Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, this book is Nancy Pelosi's new book. I have an ambivalent relationship with her. There are things that I like, and there are things I don't like about her. So, but she would be the person that was sitting pretty close to, and she was not afraid to say whatever it is that she wanted to say. Remember, there's a picture of her pointing at Trump like this,
where they're kind of sitting in chairs, or in a semicircle with no table. They're just in one of those fancy parlor type places. Yeah,
in one of those chairs.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
And everybody was saying it looks like she's scolding him, and she was scolding him. But she's saying they go to this meeting, and he's saying all kinds of things, and she's not agreeing with him. She said, "No, sir, that's not true." Well, it was very uncomfortable, and she said, she knew right from the very get-go that this is going to be a shit show, basically, and that there was no protocol followed. Nobody's taking notes. Nobody's, it was just like nothing was working pretty much. Let's see. She talks about the fact that he calls her up, and it's 2 a.m, and he tells her that on April 6, 2017, I was in Boston, and the calls started coming in from Mike Pence saying that the White House was going to launch a retaliatory missile strike into Syria after a chemical attack at the Bashar al-Assad regime. Then from the Secretary of Homeland Security saying the Tomahawk cruise missiles had been launched, and finally at midnight from President Trump. I was in my hotel room where my security detail informed me the president was on the phone. Usually calling at midnight is like a scary scenario.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah, this time he's telling her that he had ordered 59 missiles to be fired at the Syrian air base. And I was concerned because Russia's military personnel were operating at that base, and she didn't want to piss them off. And then she said, I said I didn't know of the missile strike, but that it was concerned about the untimely benefit for the Russians. And so Trump began blaming the outcome and the need for the U.S. strike on President Obama because he refused to initiate hostilities against Syria. And Assad was reported to have used chemical weapons. After listening, I interjected, Mr. President, you and I both opposed the war in Iraq. On this, we agree. You know there was no public appetite to go to war in Syria. You know the difference. It's midnight. I think you should go to sleep.
Oh.
Then he calls her up another day at 8 o'clock in the morning. And he's talking to her about guns. And he's just off the rails. And she knew right at that point, after that, and watching, there was a man that was a psychiatrist, and they did this memorial service for him. And she went to the memorial service because she knew the man. And all these other psychiatrists were there, and they came up to her and started expressing that he was totally loco and that he needed to be taken out, that he was a danger, you know, what we already know. And she called Mike Pence to talk to him about it, and he refused to take the call. He wouldn't go with the 25th Amendment then.
Well, that's because Mike Pence is a special sort of invertebrate. There's a woman who is, I believe, on the faculty of Yale. I could be misspeaking, but her name is Dr. Bandy Lee. And she headed a group, a large group of mental health professionals who all signed onto a book what the threat was with him, with his mental health and his dangerous personality disorder. And I've heard her again recently, you know, coming back and talking about it again. And she had a very interesting thing to say. The reason that they claim that it's unethical to diagnose somebody without interviewing them face to face for a really long time for mental health is because Big Pharma wanted to push psychiatric drugs, and they worked very hard hand in hand with the American Psychiatric Association to set those guidelines down. Had nothing to do with patient care or ethics or professionalism or privacy. It had to do with the best way to orchestrate the sale of psychiatric drugs. She said that 90% of a psychiatric diagnosis is observation. And they've had the opportunity to observe him much, much more than they ever would the ordinary patient. And they all agree.
Yeah.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know?
I think, and what is there, 100 of them that all signed the paper?
Oh, a ton.
More than that. Yeah.
Can I answer a quick question that somebody asked?
Of course. Yeah.
Linda Bishop wanted to know if the Three Stooges had a copyright on their comedy routines. And Linda, my answer to that would be, whoop, 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 wise guy, eh?
But you're going to do this.
I used to love the Three Stooges. Now they're appallingly misogynistic, but oh my God.
I know.
That's so funny.
You know, the funny thing about the Three Stooges, too, is that when we were kids, that was violent. But we never thought of it. We didn't go and poke anybody's eyes out, although they had and hit each other with a frying pan.
Well, we did. We used to reenact the
Oh, you did?
It's my brothers and I.
Oh, my God.
We kind of hero worship the Three Stooges. What can I say? We used to fight about who got to be Mo.
Oh, God. I like Curly the best. Curly is my favorite. Yeah. He's, yeah. So she also talked about a time where he called her and said, you're not going to impeach me. I didn't do anything wrong. It was a perfect call. And he called her and called her and called her about it. So, you know, unbelievable. But this is the whole
call. That's called perseveration.
Perseveration.
And it's a symptom of mental issues. It's where you can't let go of something.
You can't.
You know, it's like when people say, "What time is it?" and then a minute later, "Can you tell me what time is it?" and then 2 minutes later, "I wonder what the time is." That kind of a thing. He can't let go of something once he gets it in his little pea brain.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, if you have compulsive disorder, you can't let go of something either. because did you turn off the oven? And you have to check it 40 times, you know, and I'm not picking on anybody who has that issue, but that's another thing. And, you know, he's probably got all those kind of issues.
On the other hand, you don't want somebody who's nervous about pushing buttons and turning things off and on being in charge of the nuclear codes.
I know.
Oh my God, let me push it and make sure I didn't push it earlier. You know, God, it's terrifying, really terrifying.
And so, yes. And tonight, J.D. Vance was heard to say that they're calling us weirdos, but we aren't weirdos, because Walz was saying they're all weirdos. And I said in my little post of that, I said, but he can say whatever he wants. Crazy Nancy Pelosi. He called Kamala a bitch and a nasty woman. And
he doesn't call her Kamala. They intentionally mispronounce her name.
That's right.
It's so disrespectful. It's intentional. How hard is it to call her by her right name?
Yeah.
So disrespectful. Oh.
So Ness Mark did a Vance deep dive. In 2 weeks, info should be leaked. Trump campaign was hacked. Yeah. So here's what I have heard. And again, it's just heard it through the grapevine. But the fact that what they wanted to do was to put the person who could get the votes in as the president. And then they wanted to do the 25th Amendment right away and put in Vance. And because he is the heir apparent because of the Project 2025, he's the big cheese around that. So that wouldn't surprise me at all. But, you know,
we worry about the white Christian nationalists, the very extreme, radical right-wing version of Christianity that wants theocracy with women barefoot and pregnant, with eliminating all indications that the LGBTQ community might even exist, very racist. They're not the only threat. There's a parallel threat going on. Have you heard of the dark enlightenment?
No.
Yeah. This is terrifying. So San Francisco city government is in a position right now of trying to defend itself from a hostile takeover. J.D. Vance was bankrolled by Peter Thiel, buddy of Elon Musk, right?
Right.
And there's a whole group of these guys whose names I can never remember, but it doesn't matter. It's what they're doing that matters. Tech billionaires, really, really rich, lacking in the milk of human kindness, not caring about other people, and feeling entitled and bored, very, very bored. They believe this weird philosophy. Everyone knows about the enlightenment, you know, all men are created equal, Thomas Jefferson, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't entirely accurate. And what about the women and what about minorities? But that's another thing. The dark enlightenment wants to get rid of democracy. They think it's a failed experiment. They also believe there's an intersection with the white Christian nationalists. They also are racist. They also are misogynistic. They are also homophobic. But what they want is to get rid of democracy and replace it with a monarchy, kind of organized hierarchically like a corporation, with a CEO at the head like a king, and only the rich guys win, you know. And they have this vision that they've talked about in public. I've read it in about 7 million places. It's really shocking that it's not on CNN at primetime.
Right.
They are trying very hard to get rid of all of the people in government in San Francisco, replace them with their own guys, because they believe,
like in Washington too. Yeah.
Well, no, they believe it's easier to start small. Which is what the white Christian nationalists do with school boards and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they want to start small and take over local governments and create a fiefdom. They want an uneducated, huge base of people at the bottom of the pyramid, and they want to be at the pinnacle with dead air in the middle, no middle class. They want all of us to be uneducated, to have no options except be good little cogs in the factory machine. And then they'll be in charge of everything, like the Lord of the Manor, and do all of these little fiefdoms all over the country. That's easier than a gigantic takeover of every place all at once. And that's called the Dark Enlightenment. And they are without a soul. It's really scary worldview. They believe in things like, well, Ayn Rand her philosophy.
Yes. Yeah.
My
Yep.
sole purpose on earth is my own pleasure.
Yep. Oh, he just said, Cynthia Don Old said he's taking the next 2 weeks off. Okay. I think he's scared to death. I think he is majorly crapping his pants at this point from what he's seeing.
He does that all the time anyway.
I know, but the polls are really, really, swift voting is a term. And that's what they did to John Kerry.
Yeah,
they swift voted him by saying that his military service was wrong and all that stuff. And that's what they're doing to Walz, because, he said why did he retire after 24 years? Because he was supposed to go on, with his group overseas. And Adam Kinzinger said, gee whiz, what is he supposed to stay in the reserve for infinity? Just so he can wait until they put him over there,
I talked about it the other day with my very limited knowledge of the military, and a subscriber was really kind enough to comment and explained.
Yeah.
When you retire, you have to have had 3 years at a certain level before you can retire at that level. So they told him that his group was going in 2 years to Iraq or Middle East, and that he would be sent to Italy because of his skill set.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And so he decided, after doing that for a while, he decided, look, I've been technically promoted to sergeant major, and I could stick around for 3 years, take the test, stick around, make that little bit more money. But he wanted to run for office. So he decided, this is kind of a moment, and I'll
time to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing nefarious about it.
Why would a person with 4 years of service, who is also the running mate of a person with no years of service and bone spurs, why would they complain about
God
just
help
because?
Him, poor man.
Just because it's so much fun to make other people scapegoats. It's really, really bad.
You and I and a lot of people here are looking at this as rational, compassionate
I know.
beings, and that's not how they operate.
It's not how they operate.
People with no ability to, no empathy, no ability to feel what they might be doing to other people.
Yeah. Oh, yes, he will be in court those days. That's right, Carolyn. And hopefully.
Oh, that's right. They're going to sentence him.
Yes, but I didn't think it was until September.
Yeah, but isn't that coming up? No.
Well, yeah, but this says the next 2 weeks off. I'm not sure.
I never know what the date is.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, he has a lot of golfing that he has to catch up on. So,
winning those tournaments, the golf tournaments, winning the tournaments.
I know.
So there's somebody else had another question. Can I
Yes, absolutely. I just wanted to say that the last all the rallies have been packed to the rafters, and the people yesterday in Arizona waited 5 hours in 100-degree weather to get in to listen to them. And if we can just keep the momentum going.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that.
Yeah.
87 days.
87 days. So who is it that you're wanting to
I wrote it down. Somebody called Craig Dixon wanted to know, and I think this is a mysterious question, which is why I liked it.
Okay.
Could we ask Clara if he has done or has not done or failed to do what he should have done? I hope.
Are you feeling guilty, Craig? Are you feeling guilty?
Well, looking for a little guidance,
Yeah. Well, the man does everything for Clara. Everything.
Okay, all I can say is somebody who tortures myself constantly with not remembering what I'm supposed to do. Not because of my age. I've always been this way. I keep lists. I have lists all over the house. It's hilarious.
Wow.
To-do lists. In fact, when I clean the house, I make a list of every room and what I have to do in every room, because otherwise I forget to do it, or I don't remember if I've done it.
I hear that. Okay, Rossi. Let me tell you who I Who I have on my list, I have Nancy, Mary, Donna O'Brien, Linda Kennedy, and Ness and Rossi. And we're reading for Craig right now. All right. So, all right. Oh, I got the 3 of Wands. And in this case, it's a love reading. And it says, she says, nobody could be more committed to you than I am. And you are the only person, you only commit to me, basically. So I'm not complaining. She says, we have been building a really rewarding relationship. And I don't know if everybody can always have their spirit guides be involved in a relationship as rewarding as ours. She says, but she also says, you need to balance out what you need to do in your life. There isn't just me. There's you, and there's things you might want to do without me. And that's perfectly fine. That's what I get.
Oh, is Clara a relative who died or a loved?
It's Clara Bow.
I love Clara Bow.
Oh,
the It Girl, right?
The It Girl. Yeah.
Clara Bow.
That's his guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got the 3 of Swords, Craig, which means no, but it can be fixed. Oh. And apparently I got the Ace of Pentacles reversed, which is some kind of project that you need to do, you haven't quite begun, and you should know what it is, because there's no explanation here. You should know what it is. But the urging from her is to start out on this new journey, to get motivated, really evaluate yourself and get motivated. And it's something karmic. So I can't tell you what it is, but no, you haven't done exactly what you still need to do.
Okay.
Time to begin that new project, start out on that path. And it's something karmic. I think that's the hint about what it is to be done. Oh, Catholic guilt.
Yeah. Helen knows all about that. He says, I have too many projects. Some involve her. So you just have, maybe make a list, Craig. If you've got too many projects, that's what Helen does. That's good advice. Yeah.
Prioritize A, B, and C. Has to be done. Should be done next and can wait. I mean, that's really sad. I have to impose external order on my brain.
Absolutely. By the way, did you hear that Elon Musk had a date the other night with a robot woman?
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. He is a cyborg, I think. I swear, I know allegedly just entertainment purposes only.
Right.
Not human, not fully human. There's something very odd there. And I know the story is, he's a little on the spectrum. I don't think so. There's something weird there.
No, I agree.
Oh, do you? Right. Oh, that makes me feel better.
I do agree. Yep. So Nancy, are you here? I got Nancy, Mary Thornberry, and Donna O'Brien. I'd rather you be here if I'm going to do a reading. So I'm just checking in to see that you're still here. And then I'll pull up the next 3. So Nancy, Mary, Donna, just tell me you're here if you wouldn't mind.
Craig, you're so lucky. I want somebody talented and famous to give me advice. Jeez. Yeah. Oh, I should ask you, Alice.
You need to watch Love is Blind UK. There's a guy that's in there. His name is Freddie, and he's an undertaker having a date with, oh my God, he's the most handsome young man I've ever seen in my entire life. He's just gorgeous. Got blue eyes.
I'll try to find it. Yeah.
I think he's like 29. So there you go.
Those shows are those kinds of shows.
So Mary's here. Okay. So Mary's here. Is Nancy here? I'm going to read Mary's first then. All right. Mary wonders, can we do a reading on the day of the Democratic Convention? The astrology energy is supposed to be crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nate and I did cards on that 2 weeks ago before he just took off on his little round the world jaunt, wherever he is, whatever country he happens to be.
But was that before Kamala was the running mate or the chosen? I know it's only been actually 4 days
No,
since.
no,
Yeah.
he was gone, and then he came back, and she'd been named, and we talked about it, and then he was gone again. And
Okay.
he'll be back on Tuesday. So people who live
Okay.
for Nate to come back, he'll be back. I
Okay.
asked him the other day, what am I, chopped liver? You know, and
Right.
where's Nate?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're asking about the DNC, and yeah, it mirrors Chicago 68.
Yeah. Hi, Jeff. Yeah, it is close to eclipses. That's true. So I don't think they'll dump Grinder like the Republicans did. You know,
I
you heard all about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody had to explain to me what that was.
Well,
I'm
I
a big
found out
Catholic
even
girl.
more about it. They had burner phones, and when they got to town, they did everything from their burner phones. And of course, it made the whole thing crash. And then the minute they were done, when they were leaving, burner phone went in the trash, and everything was erased. So yeah. But
Let's see, what is it? The 7th commandment or the 8th commandment? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Well, maybe they weren't technically anybody's wives. So, you know.
Well, no, what it is it's Republicans who aren't gay, but they like to have sex with men.
Oh, it's an LGBTQ site. Okay, I don't know.
No, it's not.
It's
It's
not.
just it's a male. Grinder is a hookups for men. Yes.
Okay.
So,
all right.
but yeah.
Well,
yeah. Yep. I know.
Confession.
Just what you needed
bless
to know.
Me, Alice, for I have sinned. I've never seen a dating site. I've never seen one of those sites.
Well, this really isn't dating, honey.
Oh. Well, euphemism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So when I get married is there will be a lot of money being exchanged there. That's what I'm getting. The energy will flow because there's so much money that has already come to Kamala from all kinds of different areas, and it's only it's white women, black men. Now we got teachers, etc. Helen, don't do that. Stop it. I know that means ominous. I also get that there's fulfillment. So I'm guessing that they both are going to get the nomination. That they because here's the cups, Ace of Cups, and she's going to be the Queen of Swords. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, it says she's an educated powerhouse. That's a smart, independent woman. So there you go. And also, he doesn't want to be president, and he will defer to her, he says. So,
oh,
all right.
Tim Walz?
Tim, yeah.
Well, if he's going to be vice president, he better get used
I know,
to
but he doesn't want to, has no ambitions to be president.
Yeah, he's not like stabbing her in the back.
He made $129,000 a year as the governor of Minnesota. They offered him a raise. He rejected the raise. He has no stocks, bonds, retirement, or housing.
How can you not love this man?
You can't not.
He's living the true spirit of the message of the Christ. You know, it's just okay. So let me show you what.
You did good.
I was cringing. Okay. Are you done? You want more?
I'm done, but Jeff said I got it too. So yeah. All right.
Okay. Remember we talked earlier about this? My concern.
Yeah.
Okay. Kamala. Vice President Harris, women always get named by their first names. It's always Hillary. It's never Secretary of State Hillary. You know, Secretary of State Clinton. That's a bad habit. Okay, so Vice President Harris has a whole lot to offer. You know, I mean, this is the Queen of Cups is compassionate in kind of a maternal way, and care and emotion, and coming from the right place in the heart, but also the right place in the brain. Can you see the Ace of Swords? So as you got what, the Queen of Swords?
Yep, I did.
This convention, something's going on. I got Judgment. Who's the Judgment on? The devil. And then look what I get. I'm sorry. Death. And the Four of Swords.
Well, here's my feeling. Death only means that all the bullshit may go away, because it's a taking down of the Republican Party. But the Four of Swords, is that repose?
That's withdrawal, taking a break from leaving the scene of the,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But in the larger context of what we were talking about earlier, and I don't want to be all mysterious and bizarre about it, but because I don't like to predict health and, the end of life and stuff like that. But this has been on the back of my mind now for about a week or so. And you were saying that other people have talked about it. Now, I didn't know that. I've had out of town company.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
life's not been my own. I don't know if you know this, but I sometimes when it happens, my schedule happens like that, I record everything for the whole week all in one day. And I just go change my clothes. So it looks like it's different. So actually, so I can keep track of which video to upload. And
I hear you.
yeah, and so I haven't been paying a lot of attention to any of this stuff, and I'm kind of shocked, but that other people are seeing the same feeling that.
Right. So I'll tell you what I told Helen. I was listening to a channel lady. I've never heard this woman at all. So I heard her, and she said that she saw a white older gentleman going away in an ambulance and doesn't make it to the hospital. That's what she said, but she didn't say if it was either Biden or if it was Trump or someone else, Mitch McConnell, who knows.
Well, this is why I find these 3 cards really disturbing. Yeah, because that's essentially what the implication is.
Okay. Well, I agree with what Mary has to say, which is manifesting protection and love around this event. And since I think we've had a timeline change, that we will possibly have more timeline changes. You heard of the Mandela effect, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We were talking about that last night on the other show. And there are a lot of people who, this timeline change has a sort of a Mandela effect to it.
That's so interesting. I wasn't aware that people thought things like Nelson Mandela. What did they think? He died in prison?
He was dead. It was in jail. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was. Val was saying last night that I've always known the woman's name too as Laura Ingraham on Fox News, but now they're calling her Laura Ingraham.
Are they? I don't really know her. Are they spelling?
I don't know her either, but I know the name. Yeah.
Well, I only know her by what Rick Wilson calls her. I've never actually heard her or seen her, but Rick Wilson calls her Frau. Oh, what's her last name? Ingrid.
Oh, Frau. Well, it's either Ingram or Ingraham. I don't know.
Well, isn't it a matter of how to pronounce the spelling? You can pronounce it either way.
I don't think so, because there was no H in there or something. That's what we thought. That's why we thought it was the Mandela effect. There's just a lot of weird shit going on right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's Carter. Somebody asked, I think it's President Carter. I think that, he could also pass, but I think this is somebody, I got the devil, somebody not so good.
Yeah. Well, Carter was saying that he wanted to hang around so he could vote for
I know
herself.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Yes, Linda, you're right. You always think it was Ingraham? Okay. I don't know. It's like my dog. I always said I like caramel syrup, caramel this, caramel that. When I got my dog, she was already named Caramel, and it's spelled the same way as caramel. So potato, tomato. I don't know.
There's 2 different words. There's the word caramel with the 2 A's, and there's the word Carmel, like Mount Carmel in Israel. Our Lady of Mount Carmel. She's not Our Lady of Mount Caramel.
Well, that's very true. But the sauce is named caramel. Right? Yeah. Or caramel.
We always say caramel,
Yeah, we do.
Because we're lazy. That extra A is really a burden.
Okay. No, Ness, I don't believe that he's going to be actually around. No. But I don't wish death upon anybody. Nobody, zero. Yeah. I have to tell you, though, that he had put on Truth Social. This was so funny. He said, criminals for Kamala. And somebody says, is this his endorsement? And then he put Walz made it legal for felons to vote in his state. That's horrible. That's what he is. So he can't vote.
I don't think there's a disconnect that's going on.
There is a very big
there's
disconnect.
something not firing correctly.
Yeah.
I have to comment on the person who made like a little emoji writing from caramel for the sea, Carmel by the sea, caramel by the sea.
I guess so. And you're right. It probably is a regional, because I tell you what, I come from New England. And if you looked at Worcester, Mass, you would call it Worcester. Or if you looked at Gloucester, you'd call it Gloucester.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah. And it's like Kentucky. There's, believe it or not, they call Versailles, Kentucky, Versailles.
No, I believe it. How about the New Madrid fault?
The New Madrid fault. That's right.
Or Cairo. Is it Alabama? Cairo? It's Cairo. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yep. All right. Let's see. Peabody. Yeah. This Peabody mess. Peabody.
What's
it's not
that?
Peabody. Peabody Mass. Peabody. That's what you call it.
Well, you guys all talk like kind of combination Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, so it's a little hard to understand.
That's very true.
I can make fun of you because I grew up in California and we speak correctly.
Right.
We speak like TV people, right? Actually, there are regional accents in California if you've got if you really listen. And I could pick out a couple of them. I really wowed a guy moving into my neighborhood. It was really kind of fun. I asked him, where are you from? And he says, well, where do you think I'm from? And I said, well, I think you're probably from the Bay Area. His jaw hit the ground. He goes, how did you know? I said, because you have an accent. He said, he was really offended. I do not.
Yep.
But we, of course, TV's changed that, but we all have accents.
That's very true. So Rossi says, there's Trump, McConnell, Chuck Grassley's 88, Richard Shelby's 88, Jim Inhofe. Isn't Jim didn't he die? Jim Inhofe I think he died. Patrick Leahy and Bernie Sanders. Yeah.
God
we
bless
somebody
Bernie
check to see if I think he passed. Is anybody from Oklahoma? He's from Oklahoma. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I love Bernie Sanders. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, me too. Yeah. He should have been the candidate the year that they did to him what they did to Biden, because now they're not saying a word about the age of the other guy,
Mm-hmm. I heard Biden on an interview the other day on some podcast, and he was incoherent. And I really admire him. I appreciate everything he's done as president. He saved our necks.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of respect for him as a human being. I don't agree with everything he's done, but I think it was time for him that he should never have declared he was going to run for a second term. He needed to step down. He did the right thing. And shame on the Democratic Party for how they treated him.
Well, we all were angry for at least for a little while on this whole thing, but I think he's going to get a lot done before he leaves because he's already getting it set up.
Is he going to do something about the Supreme Court?
Yeah, he's trying to.
He really will.
He's already put up what he wants to happen. I do know that. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, thoughts and
whether it does or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hi, living in Ohio. It's nice to see you.
Ohio's a whole lot more pleasant now that JD Vance is gone. No offense.
Really?
No offense.
Now if they could just get rid of Jim Jordan.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Do you know that Jim Jordan never passed the bar? They like to, I guess, Vice President Harris took it more than once, but she was an attorney general. The word attorney.
JFK Jr. took it like 10 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. Jim Jordan could never pass it.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe it. He's not.
Not that I've ever taken it. I've never been to law school. I shouldn't point fingers, but still, it's just a thought.
Yeah. Yes. Lawrence O'Donnell. Thank you for bringing that up, Mary. Lawrence O'Donnell did a wonderful show Thursday night, and if you could ever watch it on YouTube, he got after the media for putting Trump's press conference up. And for the way that it was, all the questions that were asked. And somebody asked him, do you think that you will get rid of mifepristone? I don't know how to say it. And he didn't even know what it was. Yeah, he didn't know.
Oh, he didn't know what it was.
Oh, God, no. He had a word salad about it, and that was the end of that. But
I really love Lawrence O'Donnell. He's probably the only mainstream news person that I think actually has full integrity.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking, did we see what happened in Las Vegas today with Trump? No.
They have almost 20,000 people at a rally. The Walz and Harris.
Oh, okay. Okay. Was it what's her name? Harris's.
I did not see the Frontline episode about Biden stepping down. Was it worth watching? Let me know, Jeff. Yeah. All right. So Linda Kennedy. My reading for you is saying you need to lighten your load. You've already got a whole load of something in your hands, and you've got the world on your back. I don't know what's going on, Linda, but whatever it is, it could even be what I've been feeling until about 4 days ago, which was a little bit of a relief. There was hope. Let's put it that way. So this could be more personal, of course, because you're asking the question. But they're saying, oh, my goodness, you are just doing so well with your healing. And I know she spends a lot of time in her pool doing walking and all that. And you are really productively helping yourself out so much more by doing that. So there's that. And don't get scared now, Linda, but looks like you're in the fertility season. So a new project could come to you, because I know that it's a little late for you to have a baby. But, fertility, you're fertile for some really good things to come into your life. So that's what I get.
Oh, did you hear that Vance is a huge proponent of mandatory pregnancy? It's not just no contraception, no abortion, women at home and pregnant. Mandatory pregnancy.
Right. Yeah.
So Linda, I got that you tend to be a leader. You tend to take on too much responsibility. You have all the best intentions in the world, but your plate is full. It would behoove you. I'm sorry about the light there. It would behoove you to just take a minute, pause, and evaluate your schedule, like what your plans are, and maybe pass on what you can allow to pass. Start prioritizing the responsibilities that you have, and maybe spend more time with loved ones. I hope that helps.
Yeah. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. All right. Ness wonders if Vance will be replaced or Trump before the ballot.
Oh, I'm dying to know that. I have.
So we're going to do Vance first, and then we'll pull for Trump. Is that all right? Okay.
Buyer's remorse.
You just know he's saying, "Oh, I shouldn't have listened to Dawn and Eric. My son's stupid. I shouldn't have named him after myself."
What does John Fugelsang call them? Oh, Fredo and Shemp. Fredo and Shemp. That's such a great. Okay.
Yeah, I know, Linda Bishop. It is the goal. You're right. Oh, I love that, Jen. I want Midas Touch has a shirt that you can buy that says "Mind your own damn business." I love it. And Dumb and Dumb. Yeah. Oh my God, I got the 9 of Swords. Isn't that like annihilation? That's worse than the Tower, isn't it? And death. I mean,
the Nine of Swords. Well, it's.
Yeah.
I think it's the angst that Trump is suffering. I mean, he's
well, maybe because he picked him.
Major buyer's remorse. It's like, what the hell have I done? Yeah.
And I'm getting that 5 of Wands after that, which is bickering and tensions at work and gossip. So yeah, I'm getting it could happen for Vance. Yeah.
I got the Queen of Swords, which tends to be a leader who is cold, kind of what's the word I want? Disconnected a little bit, and can tend to be ruthless, but a little bit of a weaker kind of leader. It's not the King of Swords, who's more about, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, yeah, I think this card here, and I know I just got this, but I did shuffle. The 5 of Swords reversed. I think that this is about Vance, that his faux pas are been one after another, and they're looking at this bloodied battlefield that he's leaving around him, and they're not happy. He's going to have to defend himself. Hey, here we go with the 4 of Cups. Is it the 4 of Cups? Yeah, the 4 of Cups.
Something left behind. Yeah.
So yeah, rejecting a position, willingly or unwillingly, kind of unwillingly giving him something, and then I get the 5, the King of Swords
reversed.
Reversed, and I think it's very possible that that they will make a decision. It's not a very smart decision at this point, but the other question was, will Trump be replaced? And then what I would like to ask, because this is a burning question I have, if they remove Vance, who would replace him? I have a fear.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm afraid it would be Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy is what I call him.
Okay, shall we read about Trump then? Will he be replaced by the Republicans? I wonder if he is going to be gone for the next 2 weeks because they told him, hey, you're not making sense.
So I got Ace of Wands, and I got the Knight of Cups, earning or spending on passions, and 7 of Cups. Isn't that wasteful money? Wasting money? I think he's going to run out of money.
7 of Cups. It can also be delusion and fantasy.
Well, yeah, he's definitely delusional.
Yeah.
Oh, not Don Jr. Oh, God.
I got the 6 of Swords reversed, and I'm thinking not moving into calmer waters. I think this would indicate that they would hang on to him, but I think he's going to have a fight. I think that they're pushing, there's a conflict going on about it, and he's got a huge struggle to defend himself, but I think he's a tyrant, and I think he's going to keep the job. I think they'd like to get rid of him.
Well, Nancy Pelosi said yesterday when she was being interviewed by Joy Reid that she couldn't give names, but she said there's a lot of Republicans that are saying, please win the election, because they want him out. They want him out from under him.
Oh, asking the Democrats to win the election. Oh, for minutes. What? That's
that they want the Democrats to win the presidency so that they can be done with this albatross.
If they replace Vance, I know who I'm afraid it might be. Let's ask the cards. Who would it be?
All right. I don't know that. Will I be able to tell by asking?
Well, maybe. You never. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Never hurts to ask. Alice, you know this as a teacher. There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah.
This doesn't make me feel good.
I get the stable genius. It's because it's the man with money, but it says
Knight of
stable.
Pentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just Trump is just going to keep on keeping on. But if they replace Vance, who would it be? You think stable genius refers to Vance too?
No. Who was
Did you
the
get
second
anything
one?
else?
Who was it between? It was between Rubio. Was it between Rubio and Vance? Because Tim, you heard that Tim, what's his face? He was
Scott?
engaged. He was going to marry his girlfriend and all that. And they got broken up, So he'd have to get married again. I don't know if he has enough time to do that. But.
Okay, wait till you see this. So they need balance.
Oh.
I mean, it's crazy time in the Republican Party, right? I think that if they take action, which is the Ace of Wands, is the start of a new project. This is my fear. This confirms my fear.
Mm-hmm.
The Nine of Pentacles, a woman who can raise money. You know who that is, don't you? Nikki Haley. I know they don't like each other, but nobody likes each other in that group. And I think that it would be a move with the eye on the future of the party and succeeding long term, like through the election.
I really think that he would have to be tits up and carried out in order not to be the nominee. Don't you? He would go kicking
from
and
your
screaming.
Lips to God's ears. I don't know. I mean, how far does he have to put? Are they that mired in the insanity of the cult brainwashing?
Yeah.
They are. You think so? Huh?
They are. I love that. Yeah, she kind of does look like Caitlyn Jenner, but
who's that?
The woman that he was going to marry kind of looked like Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, I never saw her.
Yeah.
Oh, I never saw her.
Yep.
I thought maybe she was talking about Gavin Newsom's ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's her name? She's Don Jr.'s girlfriend.
Yes, Don Jr.'s woman. Yeah.
Scary. She's really scary.
Now, we talked about this at the beginning of the show when we were first coming on, and it was that some people have seen that they are keeping the big cheese in order for him to win because it looks so good, although it doesn't really look that good now. And then once he gets in, they're going to do the 25th Amendment and put Vance in. That's what they have
positioned Vance, and he's been handpicked by the tech billionaires.
Yeah.
And with Project 2025, which is part tech billionaire dark enlightenment and part white Christian national theocracy.
It reminds me too much of 1939 Germany. Just too much.
I was telling Alice that I read The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich years ago by William Shirer.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend that book, but I'm listening to it when I take a walk. It's 58 hours on the audio book. Yep. But it's remarkable for the fact that, yes, there are stunning similarities between Trump and Hitler in many different ways. It's
many really different ways. And they're even the real small ways, even.
Yeah. What's more frightening are the similarities in the culture and the society and people, ordinary people, then and now. That's the really scary part.
There was a great documentary I saw last night. It's called The Commandant's Son. And it was Rudolf Hess, his son, who's 80-something now. And he lived in Auschwitz in the house. Actually, they did a movie about that family. Yeah. But this was a documentary.
Zone of influence.
Yeah, the zone. Yeah, zone of influence. But he actually met with a lady who only was saved because she could play the cello and they wanted her to be in their orchestra, and they met at Auschwitz, and it was incredibly good. I mean, if that can be good, but it was an interesting thing to see after all this time, something that most people didn't do it. Yeah. Vance. I agree. I really do. Yep. All right. I don't know if he has a shelf life, but I will tell you that they're not real happy. Oh, did you hear about Vance having his plane parked beside the vice president's? He gets out of there, he walks over, and he wants to go on the plane because it's going to be his in a couple of months.
I think the word for that is hubris.
Really? But the really cool thing was he was following them and doing these stumps, and they had like 20,000 or 15,000 or whatever it was. And you see him, and he's in front of a police station, and there's about 20 people there. And this is Vance, not Trump.
Yeah, he's not exactly popular, but I hope that we're not going to be distracted by all of that, because meanwhile, the wheels are turning in the background. Project 2025 is being implemented all over the place. And whatever the outcome of the election, and I do believe that the Democrats will win, but I do believe that the Republicans are now situated to steal it.
They're not going to be able to. I'm just going to tell you that it could, but it's going to be a pain in the ass. I can tell you that.
They won't be inaugurated in January. We read about it. It probably won't happen in January.
I'm going to tell you this:
court fight.
I would go to a protest in Washington, D.C. if they're not seated, and that's what we would all have to do as Democrats.
There will be hell to pay. I hate to say that. Now who do we sound like? We sound like those patriots. The January 6th patriots.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. There are some big things that are going to come out with Jenna Ellis turning state's evidence and in the January 6th scheme. And they're doing that pretrial, although it was pushed back a bit by Jack Smith. But there's going to be some revelations that will curl toes. And we know everything about lots of things, but these are going to be even worse. Yeah.
I've gotten that too, that there's going to be something between now and November. It's, believe it or not, is going to genuinely shock everybody.
Yeah.
I hate to even consider what that could be.
Yep.
As 34 felonies don't seem to matter.
Rossi, I've heard from several people, yes, it's going to turn blue, and that Georgia will stay blue.
What was she asking about? What?
Can you read if Florida will go blue? Yeah, and
wouldn't that be great? Okay.
I think it's possible because it went blue for Obama, and by the way, the largest Latino group has supported her. So
it's the first time in 98 years they came out and endorsed a president.
And the United Auto Workers and my union. There's a lot of different unions that are all.
How much are you in love with Sean Fain?
I love that man. He could be the president.
God, yes.
He's a cool cat. I like him a lot. Yeah. Oh my.
Well, he got up there the other day and the first words out of his mouth were just contempt, right? Donald Trump is a scab. It wasn't what he said, it's how he said it. It was so good.
Yeah. All right. So I get the Four of Wands. I see success. Yeah, Florida. The Queen of Wands is of course she is the Queen of Swords, but here we got the Queen of Wands. They're saying, everybody, maybe this is the women. The women are going to say that, I think, because look, we got the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is the unknown, but it's like it will blow the doors off Ron DeSantis. That it's all those things are going to be shut down. So that's what I get.
Well, this is Ron DeSantis having his doors blown off.
Standing on his head.
The star. That probably.
He's not the star anymore, huh?
No, yeah. I think this is an affirmation that it's going to go blue. Which really surprises me. Yeah. Arizona, somebody wanted to know what Arizona is.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm sorry,
I'm going to get back to yours, Lorraine, and to Mary's. Let me just, because we're doing voting, I think Arizona is going to go blue too. I do. I think that Ruben Gallegos is going to beat not Kristen Sinema, Carrie Lake, because she's a horrible excuse for a person.
the other night. He says to me, "Did you see Carrie Lake?" And
Oh.
I was like, I can't even watch her. She's so angry. Oh my God.
All the time. And that's it. We're seeing Trump stand up and say, we're all going to hell and everything's horrible here. And Kamala gets up and says, let's laugh. Let's have joy. Let's be positive. And we need more of that. We really do.
Well, he made that horrible inauguration address about American
carnage. Yeah.
Carnage. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of a way is that to talk to people in the middle of what we were going through at the time? It just. Oh, of course, that was 2016. It was a little bit before.
That's true.
It's all a blur. Isn't that funny? The last 10 years have just been.
It's been horrible. We have been collectively
traumatized,
stalemated, and if I had a set of testicles, I would say they were being held. I would. Five of Swords is the first one. Let's see, what does that mean? Arguments and enemies.
Well,
so I think, that's Carrie Lake. She's going to make a stink about something.
Yeah. Kind of looking
at I'm getting the Ace of Wands, which is new energy, and I'm getting the Sun. So I'm going to say yes after all is said and done. Yeah.
I got moral wisdom. I have a little shortage of that going on right now, right? The Hierophant. That's returning to tradition and the way things are supposed to be done, following the laws, going through the conventional steps rather than all this MAGA crazy stuff. And then the Four of Wands, which is about the protection of institutions. So this looks like, they're going to come to their senses and reject people like Carrie Lake.
And you're right. Somebody said this, the Republican mayor of Mesa, Arizona, came out and said, please don't go by party, go by candidate. You don't have any affiliation with it. You don't have to be, in love with the Republican Party. And he was endorsing Kamala and,
the Republican
mayor of Arizona, Mesa, Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah. And we already know that, what's his face? Jeff Duncan, the ex-lieutenant governor of Georgia, is endorsing her, as is there are a lot of other people that are coming out and endorsing her or not endorsing.
They have had enough of the insanity.
They've had it. Yeah.
Well, he's destroyed the Republican Party, and if you were a normal person in the Republican Party, and I'm not a Republican. I don't agree with their worldview in general, but it's gone completely off the rails. It's just insanity.
Yeah. So how about cruise? Oh, count on a cruise for Ted. I think Colin Allred if they steal it like they did last time, because I don't believe he won last time. Remember, they threw out a bunch of ballots because of your lieutenant governor. Remember the guy that was a scumbag and they didn't get rid of him? And
Attorney General Ken Paxton.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Beto. Yeah.
He got off. He was
I know
in
he did.
indictment for 9 years, and they cut a deal with him.
Yeah. Which is BS. Beto won. Yeah.
I have to say this because I haven't said it on your channel yet, I don't think. I can't get away with anything. These people are getting away with multiple felonies. I had a cop come to my front door and issue me a citation because the tires of my car weren't turned to the curb when it was parked. This infuriates me that these people that are so criminal, so corrupt, 9 years of indictments, and you're still Attorney General? Isn't that against the bar ethics?
Absolutely. And if a Democrat had done that, they would have been, oh my God. I get here that that Ted is in hot water. He needs to worry. So there you go. I don't know though.
I got he's going to have to defend himself against whatever's coming his way. Oh, this makes me so happy.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
What did what's the guy from Saturday Night Live, and he was a senator and they kicked him out because the Democrats have no backbone.
Well, he's in Minnesota, Al Franken.
Al Franken said, what did he say about Ted Cruz? It was the funniest thing in the world, about how he's the least popular person in the Senate, that nobody likes him in the Senate.
Yeah.
He made, it's a good thing I'm not on Saturday Night Live, because I can't remember what the funny line was.
Well, I wouldn't like anybody that said that my wife was ugly, or after he went right after Trump went right after Ted's wife, saying she was just ugly, and that his father was involved in the JFK.
The Kennedy assassination. So it's craven ambition.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, Al Franken is good. Yeah,
Al Franken's hilarious. He should never.
Oh my God.
Stepped in.
So Lorraine said, "Did you hear that Abbott in Texas is requiring hospital staff to report patient citizenship?" It isn't legal, Lorraine.
It's not legal.
Yeah.
No, it's not legal.
It's just like right now. Vance says he think they want to have everybody's doctor's records, which you can't have due to HIPAA. You can't have that.
Well, they want all women
they want to throw it away
to answer to a federal
yes.
Fertility office, where they'll track women's periods and ovulation and pregnancies.
That's right. Really sick.
Well,
this is a great question, Mary. Will E. Jean Carroll ever get paid in full? You don't think so? Not in full, but do you think she's going to get some?
A pittance. I don't think she'll get it. I don't think he has.
She's not really young, so.
Yeah. He'll wait her out. No, I don't think she will. And this is just opinion. This is not reading the cards. Between his age and his venality and his greed and his contempt for women, I think if she gets anything, it'll be a little tiny bit. But she got her reward. She got.
Well, yeah, and she just keeps irritating the crap out of him.
I know.
But it's the 13-year-old girl that was raped by him that never got justice.
No. Terrible.
So Rossi, I think Elon does quite really.
What?
He does he want to control us with AI implants?
Oh, he said he has. He said he's yeah. He's doing experiments with putting chips in people's brains or something. And the guy is, Dr. Mengele for the 21st century.
He is. You're right. Carol says Judge Luttig has the National Bar Association pledging to not allow it, the certification. Do these people want to go to jail if they don't certify? I hope so, because he's the conservative judge, and I'm really proud of that guy standing up to all this crap. It
really takes courage, because, as with all other autocracies through history, if you had the courage to stand up to it and they still won, your head was on the chopping block.
Yeah.
That's what happened in the Weimar Republic when Hitler took over. All his political opponents, lawyers, judges, journalists, academics, anyone who spoke out against him.
Yeah.
And this is before it got really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a Republican, and he is awesome. You're right, Marcia. He is. Marcia Green, you're in Oklahoma. Is Jim Inhofe, or however you say his name, is he alive? I think he passed. Would you, if you know that answer, would you let me know? Yes, this is true. He has a transgender daughter. Musk does, and he's just disowned her. And she's written some real scathing things about him.
Now he's disowned her because
she's transgender.
Oh, well, that's a father's love for you.
There you go. Well, he's got 19 kids or something. Reminds me of the Duggars. Your favorite team.
Would be so proud. Oh God, that's disgusting.
Yes, he passed away last month. And he was not a good. Oh no, he was not a very nice person, Marcia. I agree. But we were talking about different people that are older that are in the government and passing away and such. And his name was listed, but I thought he had passed. Thank you. Yeah, he is from South Africa, very hyper and conservative and narrow here.
Oh, Elon?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Elon Musk is not the genius he purports to be. He got his start in business by his father, who owns emerald mines with essentially slave labor. I mean, it's not literally, but essentially. He gave him money from these emerald mines as a little startup thing, millions. And that doesn't make him a genius. He has never invented anything. I don't think. He comes out with all these crazy ideas.
Yeah, he wants to. Like he wants to use his sperm to impregnate Mars, basically.
Well, I hope he has a one-way ticket.
Yeah, that's awesome. So thanks everybody on the Inhofe question. Craig, I heard that Rudy can't go bankrupt, so he's going to have to sell his 2 places. I don't think the ladies are going to see all that money, but I hope they get some, because he has to sell his houses now. And that's what I know about Rudy Giuliani at this point.
Boy, isn't that just an epic fall from grace?
Oh, because we really thought most of us admired him of what he did during 9/11. Well, to a degree.
Well, what about stop and frisk?
Yes, that's true.
Somebody wanted to know about the potential for another unfortunate medical.
But we don't want to say the word, and we also want to say this is for entertainment purposes only, especially on this question. So because Helen has been dinged on this, and I don't want her dinged on anything. So there you go.
Let me show you what I got.
Oh my goodness.
Because actually that is my opinion, and I just cut the cards and that's what came up.
Yep.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
The answer is sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And the answer is having to do with avians. Does that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Birds.
Okay.
Yeah, birds. Yep. Yep, I get it. And isn't it about time again? I don't know. We're seeing a big uptick in the country of the one that already came 4 years ago, and I'm seeing a lot of people throughout the country, having a problem with that. And I think it's going to also be there's going to be more of a big uptake in the long version of that. A lot more people are. It settles into your
immunological
organs
system
and stuff. Yeah.
Children, they now know that this is not speculation. This is true. That children are suffering long-term repercussions.
Yeah.
Of immunological nature.
So I get here that this isn't a big leap. This could happen, and we're going to be back home again, possibly. I get a wild woman, and this could be somebody bringing it in from somewhere else. Very possible, but who knows?
I'll tell you what I can say without.
Yep.
Let me just put it this way. After years of being shamed by my vegetarian children, this year I became one. Because of the subject we're talking about. It will be in that particular food.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to really hit Americans hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's back bad. Yes. And there's a lot of people like making, not a joke, but it's like, oh, I thought that went away. It doesn't go away. The one we had doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. It may, it's like the flu, and I mean it only in the case, it's not like the flu, like the way he said it was like the flu, but it's like the flu in that it's
endemic. It's endemic in the population.
Right. Correct.
Might have been prevented. Hi, Jody. Might have been prevented. And Ness, I think I can't remember what it was you said that it stuck in my head that I agreed with you. But whatever.
Viruses don't want to kill the host. Yeah.
No, but it lurks,
Yeah, we're dealing with this. That's very true. And Jody says, yes, it's all going to fall and be rebuilt like everything else. And
plant-based diet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very hard. I had a discussion with my militant, aggressively vegan youngest daughter today. And, admitting that I am kind of a lacto-ovo vegetarian. We have chickens.
Yeah.
So that I feel good about, they're
Yeah.
okay. They're isolated, but, it has been not difficult to give up that particular item of protein.
Yep.
But finding a substitute is really hard because I can't eat. I'm allergic to a lot of
I went through the same thing, Helen. So for me, I gave up beef in 1990 because I was staying by a
religious
slaughterhouse.
thing.
No,
I can't.
and I thought I was going to lose my mind. And then I teach ethics, and my students were bringing up the slaughterhouses and all that. And I was glad I didn't eat that since then. But I will eat chicken. Sometimes I'll eat, but mostly I have to eat vegetables, and I can't eat all fruit because I'm allergic to some of the fruit.
Yeah, see, that's kind of, you start getting all these different variables.
Yes, you do.
I want to tell Linda, both move first, then cluck.
I love that. That's great.
It narrows your options, and it can be really difficult because if you're juggling allergies or if you're juggling carbohydrates, because carbohydrates, I always joke about carbohydrates of the third world are a better substitute. Rice and beans or, couscous and whatever. But if you can't do that, then what do you do? And it's really difficult.
Yeah.
You rely too heavily on peanut butter and you gain weight.
I know. It's easy to do.
Hard.
For me, a lot of the times I eat carrots, raw carrots and raw cauliflower dipped in ranch dressing, and that's my lunch or my dinner. That's what I have.
I would rather die. I don't like raw vegetables.
Oh, I love them, but I'm allergic. I have to be organic because I'm allergic to them otherwise.
Oh my God, it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
So the Tim says you've mentioned that several times about the
other
P word, and he keeps getting a feel that it's plant-based. So that's interesting.
But the bad thing is?
Yeah, the bad thing is plant-based, not. I don't know. Yeah.
No, that's not what I got, but that doesn't mean that you aren't correct.
Yeah, that's right.
I know.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not Nostradamus.
Well, Sylvia Brown predicted pandemics 2020 and 2030. And that wouldn't surprise me. Oh, in a 2009 book? Okay. Yeah, mostly plant-based. A lot of people. Chris, you've been a vegetarian 50 years. Yeah, I can do black beans. I love black beans. Yeah.
Yes, I can do those too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah. What's happened?
You're saying the same thing. I kind of think so. I think it's just hard to Granny, it goes with the name. I love me some peanut butter. I love nut butter. Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm the person who gave up sugar 10 years ago for health reasons. And the first Halloween, and I'm a major chocolate addict. I mean, major chocolate addict. And when I gave up sugar the first Halloween, there was a commercial on television for Reese's peanut butter cups. I cried. I feel your pain. 51 years of vegetarian. You're going to live forever, Linda.
Oh, I see, Tim. He says, no, not that the thing is plant-based, but that we eat more plant-based.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Pintos, lentils, barley. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's just make this the last one for tonight. How about that? Thanks, Jody Powers. It's nice to see you, my dear. What's happening with the SpaceX satellite that's stuck in space? Well, we have to ask who, don't we? They were only to be there.
That's my nightmare. I would lose my mind.
Here's the deal. They said that it was too heavy, so they didn't bring their personal products with them. And there's a man and a woman. They were to be there 8 days. Oh, it's the Boeing one. And they've been there, like 7 weeks now or something? With no personal products.
Well, Tim Walz would have given them to her free. You heard about that, right? You heard about them insulting him because, like he said, what kind of a monster is he? Free lunches for children. He wanted feminine hygiene products, to be supplied free to kids in school. Like you go to the girls' bathroom, or then go to the school nurse, or go to the principal's office, and this school would provide it. And this is a bad thing somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. Elon Musk, and like I said, one-way ticket.
You think the woman? Well, I don't think she has to wear. Yeah, I agree with you. She probably doesn't have to wear feminine hygiene products, but still, you know, we'd like to smell. Possibly could. Jody, I get here that they're brokenhearted because they want to come home. Nobody wants to be out there. I did read that they are working with the people at the space station, just like kind of volunteering to do some things, just to be busy. But if it's going to last longer, they're going to pay them and put them to work on the space station. And I hope that means they're going to get on the space station and not stay in their capsule. But they're worried about themselves, and they feel like somebody cheated them. Somebody ran away with, kind of left them up there in the lurch. That's what I get. I understand, Chrissy.
Like they've been abandoned.
Yeah.
Well, the Earth. Here they are above the Earth.
Yeah.
Some situation, I don't really know at all about what's going on here, so I don't want to second guess myself. But this is the Four of Pentacles reverse, so there's something going on about a lack of power, or a lack of money, or a lack of authority to do what needs to be done. I'm not sure what that is, but they're going to come up. The Ace of Pentacles. They are going to come up with a solution. Some material, three-dimensional, earthly, physical thing that's going to solve the problem. They're going to present this, and they're going to be they're very happy about it. But I got a little editorializing about this, and I don't know, people might get mad, but this is what the card is. The Fool reversed, kind of what I'm feeling. Oh, and look at the next card, the Five of Pentacles.
Yeah.
Maybe we should stop with the going out into space, and maybe we should help our fellow human beings on Earth. I'm just saying, I'm all for education and science and exploration, but I'm also priorities. And I think,
and I'm sorry, I know Boeing is a big company and so on and so forth, but their track record has been shit lately, and I think they should just stay in their little. Yeah, at this point.
We did readings about those whistleblowers.
Did you? Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Well, my nephew got out just in time. He left and went somewhere else. So, anyway, so let's leave on this note. Ground control to Major Tom.
Or fly me to the moon.
Oh, there you go.
Let me play amongst the stars.
Wow. Well, everybody, much love to everybody. Thank you for joining Helen and I this evening. We've had a rowdy group here, a great group of people with great questions. And
fun. What have we
been marvelous. Yeah, it's been marvelous. Thank you all for hanging with us. And we do come on every couple of weeks or so. But anyway, yes, I'm glad that you all came. And thanks to the moderators. Thanks to everybody. Everybody have sweet dreams. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, very much.
You, Helen.
And thank you for letting us ask questions.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.